The Walfas Community. Whoever knew that such a simple art medium would ever create an entire community? There are so many ways people have used the Create.Swift program, whether it was through Toho comics, non-Toho comics, well, anything in between really. Most of the community resides on DeviantArt. While it's a fun place for art, it can be a little spooky when you take the wrong path from Grandma's house. There are three main Walfas groups, as well as an exceptional amount of sub-Walfas groups with their own purposes. The three main Walfas groups starts with my club, Walfas Club. It's the first ever Walfas-centered group on DeviantArt, let alone any other site. The cream of the crop of Walfas content are accepted in this group. A lot of history lays in this club. Then there's the Walfas Station Wagon, a little more relaxed with standards, and the group with the most members. The station wagon is all about group collaboration and generally a place to hang out and socialize. And finally, Walfas Academy, the group to go to when you're new to the community. Another group that I am an admin on, where it is our goal to help newcomers and veterans alike to improve on their Walfasing skills. You know, the Walfas community was never as big as it first started. I would know. I founded the community. It's nice to meet all of you in this wonderful panel. I'm Mickey Bandy, here to give you a fun history lesson. I've been using Create.Swift longer than anyone in this panel have been in the Walfas community. Now, before someone in the audience calls me a Baba Yaba, relax, I'm only 21. Probably younger than some of the people on the panel. The community's origins can date way back in 2009, when I first used Create.Swift in the summer before my freshman year of high school. It was around the same time I first discovered Toho, and oh boy, the fans were having quite the field day with the characters. But that was beyond the point. I just happened to stumble across the Walfas site made by Kirby M, who not only created the Create.Swift program we all know today with the help of Sarefree, it was also where Kirby M showed off the best of the Toho fandom with various videos. These videos included a few Walfas videos made by people, which were really cool at the time. Seeing the few people who used Create.Swift for video content really inspired me to actually be more prolific with Walfas. Now, prior to watching these videos, I used Create.Swift as a fun little tool with some friends of mine back in a old art forum, where characters that look like this were actually acceptable. I know it's scary, but not to mention, there wasn't a lot for us available back then. What I observed in these Walfas videos was that there was really no community among these few people. These people at the time, they seemed to do these videos for fun, and little did they know would inspire me to form a community. Now, after a few months observing people who've used Walfas, as well as making Walfas content myself on DeviantArt, my friend Sammy and I decided to actually put our work boots on and founded Walfas Club, the first of its kind. It wasn't just a Toho club, but we had the vision that Walfas can be used in any content other than Toho, especially like original works. So there was Walfas Club, the first ever Create.Swift centered group. There were many skeptics among the Toho community on DeviantArt that believed this club wouldn't even last a year. Yet here we are 5 years later and just thriving. It wasn't long until more people from the Toho community, and even outside of that community, took notice of Walfas. Now, I won't lie that the 5 years this club has been around, it was no cakewalk. Well, after that, like a little after the formation of Walfas Club, there was Walfas Club 2, which is no longer around, but I'd rather not go into any further information about this former group. However, upon those two Walfas groups existing, there was a good amount of other smaller groups relating to Walfas. Then there was the Walfas Station Wagon that arrived to the party back in 2012. Its origins can be traced back in the YouTube community as Walfasers and non-Walfasers alike shared plenty of interest, especially Toho. Those people all gathered on a Skype room one day, and it eventually made its way to DeviantArt. This group was founded by HDF Cherno 2000 and KD233, while Spastique made the actual DeviantArt group. Now, I won't lie, the station wagon didn't have an easy path in the community either, and long ago, Walfas Club 2, and the station wagon couldn't find unity despite sharing a large amount of members. It has always been a goal of mine to find a way to make all three groups at that time to be united and look over each other back in the day. It was unheard of back then, but finally in 2014, Walfas Club and the station wagon eventually started to collaborate with different projects for the entire community. Everything most of the time was really great. However, there wasn't anything available for the newcomers in Walfas. Then, earlier in 2015, Walfas Academy was formed. It was founded by Susby1, the head admin of Walfas Club 2 before it disbanded, and Kiguru Enko, with the help of Jaeger D, Cucumber Geneticist, and yours truly from Walfas Club. We are willing to be there for those new and not so new in the community, and training them to become prominent members of Walfas Club and the Walfas Station Wagon. After more than 5 years since the formation of the Walfas community, it is safe to say that this community is no longer a minority of the Toho community, but rather into something on its own. Now, there is no established number, but as of 2015, there is an estimated 1,000 members of the Walfas community. That is not necessarily in the Triforce of Walfas groups on DeviantArt. In fact, the Walfas community is an international community with people from North and South America, Europe, Asia, and heck, probably even Antarctica. It is crazy to think that all this wouldn't exist if it wasn't for stumbling across the Walfas website. Now, I may not be the first ever Walfaser, but it's great to be the one who founded the community. In fact, I don't think I should be considered the founder of the Walfas community, since it was the members themselves that helped build this idea I had when I was a dumb 15-year-old girl. Now, times had changed for the better since the beginning. While my best friend Sammy may not be around the community anymore, there is always people around to share this incredible hobby with. Yeah, all of this history for a hobby. If that ain't mind-blowing, I don't know what is. Now, don't think of the ending of this video as the end of the Walfas community. In fact, this community is far away from the end. I believe that this community will last for a long time, and even if there's no longer any Walfas groups on DeviantArt, which is probably unlikely, there's always going to be a connection with members later in the future who have shared common interests thanks to the Walfas community. Now, I hope some of you guys in this room get interested in Walfas, because it would be incredible to see more and more members of the community. Heck, I see potential in this room that could go down in Walfas history. I am Mickey Bandy, and I hope you all have a great con weekend.